Alright guys, so here is a standard size Toro from Gary at VRP Racing, also known as Vision Racing Products. Thanks for providing us this servo for testing. And this is rated at 30 kilograms at 7.4 volts. Now, with these servos from overseas, this is where it gets a little bit sketchy because I've tested a lot of servos from many different manufacturers. And when it comes to servos around 35 and 45 kilograms and around that area, normally it's not going to test at 35 or 45 kilograms or anywhere near that area. For example, I tested a 45 kilogram servo that was producing only 25 kilograms, as well as a 35 kilogram servo from the same manufacturer. The 25 kilogram was basically testing at 25 kilograms, but anything beyond that, it was basically testing the same as a 25 kilogram servo. So before I even test this, if this tests 25 to 27 kilograms, I wouldn't be surprised. So 27 kilograms, so 3 kilograms lower than their advertised specs. Not bad. Well, it's quite warm now, so, and that's why it's dropping. And that's normal for these servos. They'll typically get close to the advertised specs, but as soon as it gets warm, it's going to start dropping considerably. So it's dropped down to about 21 kilograms to the previous peak test of about, I think, was it 27 kilograms? I would say it's averaging maybe 24 kilograms at most. Now, if you watch some of our previous videos on our servos, you'll notice that our servos, as we test them, it stays very close to the advertised specs, if not over. So normally we'll over deliver, and as the servo gets hot, we still continue to produce over the advertised specs when it comes to our torque. So those little things are important, especially with nitro. And a lot of customers have, explained to us that they felt a difference, especially with our throttle servo, the cordless one that we highly recommend for nitro. And they'll notice that there isn't as much brake fade. That's because the servo is producing the same amount of torque throughout the race. So, with that peak torque not dropping significantly as it gets warm makes a big difference on the feel of the brakes and the throttle during a race, especially when it comes to nitro. So you want to look for that. That you don't want a servo that drops so much that the feel of the servo changes throughout the race, because a lot of people think, oh, my brakes are fading because the actual brake itself. No, it's most of the time it's the servo that's fading, and that's why they're having to adjust their transmitter on the fly during a race because their servo is fading and their brake is fading. So that's these little things that people need to consider when they're looking for a good servo. So anyways, that's the test results for the Toro. Again, this is the test results for the standard size that we have here. And in a moment here, we'll put this on our speed tester and see what kind of speed it produces. All right, thanks for watching.